Bloody Screen Podcast, episode number 26. Yeah, I actually remember this time. Yeah, it's episode 26. Well, I was going to celebrate our 25th episode last week, but I'll be honest, I forgot what episode we were even on. So, yeah.
Shame on you.
Excuse the fuck out of me. We'll celebrate our episode 30 anniversary.
No, it has to be a quarter.
Well, too bad.
For our ancestors.
I mean, for Christ's sake, we just bought the cake for Nick to break out of.
Happy birthday to Bloody Screen. God.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Oh God, they haven't even heard that yet. When it gets all creepy, you do that. God, that's one of our bloody time peoples, and I won't tell you which one. So that way, when you click on that, you're like, "Oh God!"
Hint: it has a president in it.
Well, now you just spoiled it because there's only fucking one game that's out that has a president in it.
Well, why would I say that if it wasn't for the president? That makes no sense.
I don't know. You could have been doing it during one of the other games just as a...
That makes no sense!
You just did it now and it made no sense.
Because you're the president of this show.
I liked Overlord or something like that. Warlord, maybe? We'll raise war on every other podcast that talks about video games. To battle!
It's very passive war.
Yeah, very passive war, and we're losing because I think we're getting our asses kicked. But whatever, we have some fans, and I'll accept it. God damn it. So, anyways, yeah, how you guys doing?
I've been better.
He's been better.
But I'm not here.
Okay, when he's not here, okay. The enthusiasm from Nick. Nicky G, how you doing?
Yeah, I've been doing good, being surrounded by all these Persian, other video game sites. It's fine.
Oh yeah, no, we're surrounded by every video game site. It's kind of sad. It's kind of bad though, because we get content out a little bit slower because I don't want to bombard our site with content at once because then we'll have days when we don't have it. I've done it before, folks. That's how I know that I don't want to do that. We have to just one a day and we're doing fine. So, yes. And I really, we're doing great for you. I do believe so. Alright. Basically, I don't know where I'm going with this. But, yeah. I have made a goal. I told Nick this last night. I am probably going to try to eat Taco Bell once a week.
And you will die.
So, Mr. Wayne, would you like to eat Taco Bell once a week? You think Taco Bell is your ally? I didn't have Taco Bueno till I was a young man. Which, speaking of which, people who live in probably down south, I know it's in Oklahoma. That was Nick's phone, people. People who live down south, there's a restaurant called Taco Bueno, and it's as much as Taco Bell, but it actually tastes really good. It's like, the meat, you can actually tell the meat is actual meat and not some meat-like product. And it's so amazing. And I have a 5-layer burrito just calling me. Oh.
Still?
Yeah, I still have it. I only ate the loaded potato this morning. Yeah, that's right, people. I eat cold burritos for breakfast. Which sounds way less manly, but whatever. Without any milk.
You monster!
Anyways, yeah. So I guess let's get started with the Top 5, brought to you by the Bloody Screen Podcast. Woo! Alright, so we're gonna do the US ones because it actually changed. And believe me, the US one kinda fucking surprises me. Alright, so, number 5. What is number 5, people? You guys don't know. Because it's something new. That's why. Actually, no, it's something old. It's NCAA football 2014. Yeah.
Ooh.
It's a sporting goods game. It's a sporting game. It's a sports game about college football, and I live in a state where we actually have professional teams, so fuck if I care. Woo! College football.
Teams.
Well, we got college teams, but I don't fucking care because I don't go to those colleges. So, woo! Football! Yeah, alright. That's football there. Number 4 and number 3 are the same fucking game, but they're on the PS Vita and the PS3. It's a game we have yet to get our review out. We've done a review of it, we just haven't gotten it out yet. Dragon's Crown! Since you weren't on the review, Nick, what'd you think of Dragon's Crown?
Like I said, seemed like the kind of game that'd be better co-op, but also better handheld.
Yeah, I do. Dustin, an excellent decision when you got that for handheld. But then again, we're talking about Dustin, who does not play. He bought the game and hardly played it. I even told him, I was like, I even got people psyched. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna be on the review and all that. And people psyched. I'm putting that quotes. And yeah, when I finally contacted him about it, he's like, yeah, I'm a level 3. I'm like, dude, you're not gonna be on the review.
I think we made it further. No, yeah, we definitely made it further in our like half-hour gameplay than he did.
We literally did, Nick. I'm not. You're literally telling the truth there. We made it to level 3 in our we did a 45-minute playthrough, but anyways, our 45 minutes of playing than he did in having the game for a full week. I was like, dude, it's not even that hard. In a day, I got past the first, half the game. It's only a 10-hour game. But number 2 is the biggest fucking surprise to me. It's Tales of Xillia.
Never heard of it.
Yes, you have. You were on the bloody time.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you were, sir.
Don't put words in my mouth.
I have proof.
What's there? Yes.
It's actually up, and
your mother is a cankerous whore.
It is up, and we did not do a review for it because I didn't feel like playing that game ever again. And apparently, people in America felt like playing that game. I'm really amazed. I knew nothing about this game. And I figured no one else did, but it sold over 109,000 copies. So, congratulations, Xillia.
You'll get your birthday cake with Nick in it soon.
Yeah, I know. You're getting your birthday. You did it. You made number 2. For fuck's sakes. I'm surprised you did that fucking well. Like, Jesus. I mean, this is... Really? I mean, what the fuck? I honestly... Okay, this may be me. This is literally just me. People who listen to the Screen Podcast. I honestly didn't think Americans were that into Japanese RPGs, but I was wrong. Yeah, and number 1 is no surprise to me at all, to be honest with you. It's Pikmin 3. Pikmin games, which honestly, after seeing some playthroughs of the Pikmin games, I'm quite amazed. If you would describe a Pikmin game to somebody, it sounds fucking awesome. Like, I was talking to someone I work with, and I told him, like, okay, Pikmin 3, because he somehow got brought up, and I was like, Pikmin 3 is literally, you get to send your miniature human being, basically, on Earth, and you have these little Pikmin, and you can make them, some of them, you can make them basically to devour your enemies. And that sounds so freaking awesome. But it's really not that awesome when you actually see it. Because it's a child's game, and that's why it sold well on the Wii U. It's the first Wii U game I've seen in the top 5 ever.
That's just because Zelda hasn't come out yet.
Well, yeah. No, I'm just... Since we started doing this, is the first Wii U game I've seen on top 5. But then again, they don't make many Wii U games. Either you guys ever play a Pikmin game?
I played Pikmin.
Do what?
I played the first one.
What was that like?
It's fun.
Was it fun?
It's a childish puzzle game.
This one seemed like a childish puzzle game too. They also had this weird thing in that game where it couldn't be out at night apparently. Like that's where all the bugs come out. So yeah, you got to like run back to your ship. It was all about survival and like the childish way of surviving where there's a strawberry that's gonna make us last for forever. Yeah, so. That one did pretty fucking well. It's probably not going to last. Okay, let me just say this right now, people. Everything in our top 5 this week, once the top 5 finally gets to which will be in like 2 weeks from now, to the games that we're playing, it's going to be gone. They're going to be gone. So I say some of them might be there for another week. Tales of Xillia, I doubt that's going to stay. Dragon's Crown may hang in there by the breath of its frickin' air. Pikmin 3 will probably stay. Yeah, so...
But Saints Row will be on there, I guarantee it.
Do what?
Said, based on what I've seen lately, I know Saints Row is going to be up there.
Well, no, Saints Row, next week, we're going to see next week's sellers, which is going to be, we're going to see last week's games, which is going to be Payday 2, and that's why I'm saying those games might still be there with Payday 2. But after next week, we're going to see the Saints Row, we're going to see the, Splinter Cell, we're going to see XCOM.
Yeah, I don't know about Splinter Cell.
No, Splinter Cell is going to sell well. The Tom Clancy games sell fucking well. That's why they keep making them, of course. The XCOM game is iffy because not a lot of people are too excited about it. And to be honest with you, playing it, nah. Saints Row is probably going to do very well because Saints Row just makes me all happy just thinking about it. That's our top 5, people.
Well, even so, with Zelda coming out soon, apparently.
When is Zelda coming out?
Fuck if I know.
Oh.
Well, what is you guys' past experience with that? Did you guys like Zelda back in the day, or?
Dude, I fucking love Zelda.
Nope. I liked. I played. I actually played all the way through Link to the Past on my Game Boy Color, I think it was. Yeah, Game Boy Color. I played Link to the Past. That was fun as hell. That was the Zelda I liked. I played Ocarina of Time. Did not like it. I played Wind Waker. Did not like it. I don't like the 3D Zeldas. I like the 2D, I guess you can call it.
The handheld?
Yeah, well, the handheld or the original one. I did play the original Zelda. The original Zelda has nothing to it, but it was still kind of fun. I'll be honest. It's really simple. It just, here's a sword, go slash it, monsters. So, yeah, I don't really care for new Link. I'll admit some of the screenshots they show sometimes kind of get me and be like, oh, that looks kind of cool. But I'll never get it because I know how it starts and I don't like how they start. They start out slow with you being a little bastard, and it's not like your character gets cool. You get to become a Keebler elf.
You really have a problem with elves, don't you?
Really, dude, they suck. They're all immortal and, oh, look at me, I'm immortal and I'm pretty and I only know how to use bow, and then they get bonuses and shit, and fuck them. Give me a dwarf where they're manly and short and, maybe I relate to dwarves a little bit better.
Except for the manly part.
Do what?
Said except for the manly part.
Oh, psh. That's mean. You're mean.
This is the guy who bashes on
I
everything.
don't bash on everything. I just bash on stupid things.
Zelda, as you start off as this little bastard.
Well, so what? I understand there's a lot of people who love Zelda. And, I grew on Zelda. I don't care. And you shouldn't care what I think about your fan. It's not like if I say I don't like something, that means you can't like something.
In your mind, it usually does.
It doesn't. I didn't bash on you for did I say, Nick, oh, you're a fucking faggot for liking it? No, I said I don't like it. I don't like I don't like playing as a Keebler elf.
He just thought it, that's all.
I thought it's like, Nick, I bet you play a grown-up game. But anyways, yes, we're gonna have our Nintendo correspondent Nick here, who doesn't own a recent Nintendo product, but,
I have a Wii, that's last gen.
Yeah, but no, well, the Wii U kind of counts now, so you don't own that, so you're not gonna be able to play the new Zelda, so...
I don't give a shit.
See, you don't even care! Why are you getting so defensive about Zelda when you're not even gonna play it?
I'm not getting defensive about Zelda.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Getting defensive about Zelda and elves.
No, I don't give a shit about elves. I'm just saying,
the fact I don't like elves, dude.
See, there's a difference between not liking them and not giving a shit about them. I'm indifferent.
You're indifferent.
Well, I think this is all we just don't like, racist.
We don't like, so you're
I
saying
like racist.
Oh, so he likes racist. Which is weird.
Yeah, speed racist.
Go with speed racist.
Go with speed racist.
God. Alright, Nick, just get us off this weird tangent. Give us some news.
Alright. Well, I guess first news here is that Microsoft says that Xbox One will not be sold without the Kinect. So whether you like it or not, you're getting Kinect.
Okay. First, Dan, I'll throw my hat in this, but you know what? It might be a good thing, in a way. For the sole fact of now the publishers know, or the developers know, that every Xbox is going to have Kinect. They don't have to worry about if we make our game, are they going to be using the Kinect or not? Do they have it? So it means if they're going to throw something with the Kinect in there, they can actually put some time and effort into making it actually halfway cool. So, I mean, not that I'm going to own an Xbox One for some time, but it's going to be one of those things where, if they throw it in there, as long as I have the ability to turn it off so it's not constantly spying on me, because believe me, they don't want to see what goes on in Brandon's room. I think it could actually be a good thing. And especially since they're charging $100 more anyways, might as well throw something extra in it. What's your guys' thoughts on it?
I never saw a reason to buy a Kinect for the 360. Don't see a reason to buy it for the Xbox One. Mostly because I have a tiny little room. I don't have room for a Kinect to be moving around. My room's not even big enough to have a Kinect.
That is true. Yeah, Kinect is one of those things where you have a fuckload of room, but, if it's one of those things where they just throw it in anyways, it's not like, they'll probably still, I still think they're gonna come out with an Xbox One without it. As like the poor man's Xbox One.
Well, Phil Harrison, he's the VP of Microsoft. He says Xbox One is Kinect. They are not separate systems, and Xbox One has chips, memory, Blu-ray, Kinect, and controller. It's all part of the platform's ecosystem.
See, now Microsoft finally got done backing down. Now they're starting like, okay, Duncan slapped around. We're taking a stand. The Kinect stays, damn it. I don't care if you people online. The Kinect's staying. You don't have to be online anymore, and you could probably use games, and it's gonna basically run like the Xbox 360, except for better graphics. But the Kinect stays. We get one thing out of this deal. God damn it.
He says that until he realizes that they're losing sales hardcore to the PS4.
Well, you would think that, but honestly, they're both those systems are doing great with pre-orders right now. But then again, that's pre-orders. Whether actually people pick up, that's something I always love about the video game industry when they're like, well, this game pre-ordered a lot. It's like, yeah, I pre-order shit all the time. Doesn't mean I actually go in there and pick it up. Like, I technically have a pre-ordered copy of Metro Last Light. Never went in and pick it up. So
you should just go in now and go pick it up.
But I don't really feel like it. But anyways,
what do you guys think is the? What do you think most people's problem? I understand most of it is probably just people might be afraid of them watching you for the most of the time, especially because a lot of time even in this quote you're saying, says I have an Xbox One at home, being able to walk in and say Xbox on and recognize me, load my profile, give me all my choices. It's a magical experience.
I do. I'm not that fucking lazy. I'm gonna be honest.
And that's saying something.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, okay, this is what I like. PlayStation 3 does this now. You can make it so your PlayStation 3 is hooked up with your TV. It syncs with your TV. So when you go to your input, it actually has an input now that says PS3. Like my TV has an input that says PlayStation 3. I go down to PlayStation 3, turns on my console. Goes to HDMI 1, and it's there. That's all I need. I don't need a...
I think I like it better the way, like, my Blu-ray player downstairs does it, where when I turn the Blu-ray player on, it changes the input.
Well, no, my PS3 also does that as well. If I turned on my PS3, it switches. Okay. It's either or. And that's what I like. I like that. Sony already did it, Xbox. I'm sorry, I don't need to be like, PlayStation on. No, because I just, the voice thing, it's nifty, it's a gimmick, and I'm not dogging on it for having it. I'm not gonna be like, well, fuck you, Xbox, for having it. No, I don't really care that it's there. But it don't try to sell me on it. Don't be like, whoa, dude, you can talk to your Xbox. No, that's a gimmick, okay? It's nothing, that's...
You know what the Xbox One is? It's just a giant cable box that can play a few games.
Well, that was a running joke with them. But otherwise, I don't like the Kinect. I have played with the Kinect. I don't like it. It doesn't run. It doesn't work well. If you go too close to it, like you're getting in the, like, I'll be honest, when I was playing Star Wars Kinect, I got a little too close sometimes because you kind of get into it playing the Rancor and you're like, whoa, just like, step back, asshole. I'm like, oh, sorry. And I'm just like, fuck you.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Kinect is a good party.
Oh yeah, no, it's like the Wii. It is, motion gaming is only good if you have people there to fuck around with. Honestly, I saw some gameplay of that Intel game with the Kinect, and they take a picture of you doing something, and I kind of almost want to download that with the Kinect, just so I can moon the Kinect, when it's like, oh, take a picture with Chris Evans, and just like moon it, so it's just like me and Chris Evans, but it's just my ass with Chris Evans. That's the only reason why I would have the Kinect, just so I could be a dick on it. And But honestly, I just want them to drop the motion gaming. I don't know. I hate to say it, people. I know Sony and Microsoft sold the sales of the Wii, but look at the sales for the Wii U. Okay, guys? The grannies and all the moms and stuff, they don't want the motion gaming anymore. They're buying the Wii sold amazing because it's for kids, not because it had motion gaming in it. And I just wish I'd been on one of their meetings and be like, guys, you're in for the hardcore gamer, the casual game market. Fuck them. They're really not that big of a market. They play their phone games, really.
And their handhelds.
Well, that's basically a lot of people do the phone games and handheld. But yeah, really, they kind of stick with, they don't go to you. They're not going to go play Call of Duty with Motion Connect on it, okay? Let's just drop it. Let's focus on cool games, cool hardware, Off topic, or similar topic with the Xbox One and PlayStation 3, what do you guys think of this DVR shit they're throwing in there? I say shit, but it's actually kind of cool in my opinion.
I think it'll be alright. I mean, it's, something that's really going to make me buy either one, but I think it'll be fun just for, if you just want to put something up.
I say as long as I can upload it to my computer, I'm fine. I don't want to upload it to YouTube. I want to upload it to my computer, because then, guess what? I don't need a capture box anymore. I don't need my capture card anymore, and I can just be like, oh, fuck yeah, upload it to my computer. We already have the audio there. Guess what? Bloody Time just got way easier, and it's in glorious HD now. So, yeah, I hope they do that. If they're just like, you can upload it to YouTube, I'm like, fuck you, because I don't care about just uploading to YouTube without the commentary on it. I guess if you want to do serious walkthroughs and just sit there and be quiet and just show what happens, that's cool, that's fun, that's perfect. I actually dig more what Sony's doing with their online thing, where you can jump into your friend's game if you own the copy, of course, if they're stuck and stuff, or you can watch your friends play, which also means that you could just watch them play if they allow.
It's new age nostalgia.
Yeah, well, it's like if they allow it, then it means that you don't have to have your friends in the same room as you anymore to be like, oh yeah, just back we don't really do this much anymore, but back when
back in our day.
What?
Back in our day, we had to go to each other's house to help out.
Well, we did actually. But even during the time when we had Xbox Live, all of us, you, me, Dustin, one of us would always just be sitting on the dashboard doing dick all. With that new component with the PS4, watching you play a game, now you don't even have to sit at the dashboard. You can just watch them play and just talk. Just have a whole conversation, be like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Or if you want to be like, dude, check out this new game, watch me play it. And then you can be like, oh, that's really awesome. It's actually, it's a brilliant idea because it's free fucking advertisement. But that's me. Alright. What other news stories you got?
Well, I guess my first question is, how hard do you think Dark Souls is?
How
hard as shit?
Yeah, it's pretty fucking hard.
Well, how would you like it to be even harder? Because Dark Souls 2's PS3 beta is going to be set for October. And this is the unpolished beta version of it.
How do you get it?
Basically, well, you have to, apparently, what it says is you have to be following their Facebook page, and they're going to tell you.
Well, gotta go follow their Facebook page. Okay.
You couldn't even beat the first one.
I haven't beaten the first. Don't say can't, I just haven't got around to it. There's a difference.
No, I don't believe you have the ability to.
I disagree with you completely, sir. It's just, if I wasn't buggered down playing every other fucking game, you know what? Fuck it, Nick. On my off time, when I'm not playing games to review, I will be playing Dark Souls. Because it literally, as I've said before, Dark Souls really, it's hard, it's challenging, but it's not impossible. I
just remember all the times I'm gonna beat it this month. I'm not gonna play any other games until I beat this game. I'm gonna beat it by the summer.
I know I said that, but I got buggered down playing other games. I'm not gonna lie. It's not that it was too hard or something. No, I beat the bosses I needed to beat, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna play this now. And then I just never got around to playing it again. It's not that I could not do it. It's not like I got stuck and like, fuck it, no, I'm done, it's stupid. No, I just got so far and stopped playing it. It's really not impossible to play it. I mean, people play that first mission like, fuck, this game's really hard. You just need to know what to do. It's old school gaming in new age technology. It really is. It's one of those things where you have to memorize what the fuck to do. They'll let you die a million fucking times. They don't care. But you just gotta memorize. It's all about memory, because the boss is all. Once you find that boss, you fight him a couple times, you get your ass killed. It's not like he changes up his tactics at all. He does the same attacks. You memorize. Every enemy has their same attacks. It's just knowing what to do and when to do it. And some bosses will be different. They're like, oh, okay, you should probably not. Like, honestly, with that, I'm amazed that I beat that butterfly boss, because technically, with me being a heavy armored guy, that's not the best tactic to be. The better tactic to be was be light armor, so you can maneuver better, it takes less stamina, you can roll, dodge, and then attack him with your bow, or whatever your magic bow, whatever. So it's all on changing your tactic to the game. It's really not an impossible game. It's not just like, well, this guy can't be beaten, or he just takes up all of your health because that's what this attack does. No. So, yeah. And my whole worry about this, and I've heard this said many times before, with Dark Souls 2, them saying, well, we're gonna make it harder. I'm worried about that. Because, I mean, I don't know if they're just like trying to, just say, if this is just part of their advertising, trying to get the Dark Souls fans like, oh, excited. Or if they're legitimately just gonna up the difficulty where enemies are just harder to kill now for no fucking reason at all. Because if they do that, that's not how Dark Souls works. The enemies... The majority of the enemies really aren't that hard to kill. I mean, you get a certain...
The majority of enemies can be killed in one hit if you know what to do.
Exactly, or if you have a certain weapon or whatever. If you know what to do, you can kill them all in one hit. Actually, you can kill every enemy with one hit if you know what to do, if you know how to parry correctly. But, if you just make the enemies really tough, that's not fun. No one likes just sitting there, like, fighting the generic enemy for half an hour because, well, his health is really high and your weapon sucks, so fuck you, gamer. No. Anyways, Nick, what about the open beta? I kind of got up on the tangent there talking about Dark Souls.
Well, anyways, the beta will be open on October 5th if you want to be selected, because it is a closed beta. It's not open.
Okay, so I'm going to definitely... I really, contrary to what Nick believes, I do enjoy the living shit out of Dark Souls. When you play it, it gets your adrenaline going. It really, Nick, you can attest to that, doesn't it? Get your adrenaline going when you're playing it.
Oh yeah, I know. And it's such a thrill to make any progress in that game.
It's one of the few games where you beat a boss and you're just sitting there like, fuck you! Yeah, you son of a bitch! I kicked your feet.
Hell, you find another, campfire, it's just like the greatest feeling ever.
It really, when you find that campfire, it's like you just got done running 3 miles, you're like, oh, thank you, God. Oh, thank you. Like, you need to get, like, if you could just make your character get a glass of water, just, oh, Jesus Christ. I finally, I win. I did it.
Woo!
I made it to I almost count that as beating a level when I find the next campfire. I'm like, yes, next level. I made it. Or if I find that shortcut so I don't have to go through a long circle, I'm even happy with that. When I could just go, when it says a previous campfire I've been to, but there's now a shortcut to get to the area I need to be, I'm even happy with that. I'm like, fuck yeah, now I don't have to go through assload of enemies. I'm definitely going to try to get in that beta if I can. I mean, granted, me and like 800,000 other people are going to try to do it too. So, good luck. Let's wish me luck.
Well, so basically, you're going to want to have to, well, you don't really have to follow the Facebook page, but since you should probably pay attention to it starting on September 5th.
Okay, well, I'm going to start following it now, but anyways. What other news you got? We got about room for one more news story.
Alright, well, this is going to be maybe some sad, well, disappointing news for you, but Elder Scrolls Online will have a monthly subscription fee.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
I want to give you a mental thrive right now, Nick, for our both reaction to this, our same reaction to that. Fuck you.
Alright, Skype 5.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that really, god damn it. I mean, I'm gonna probably try to rent it if I can, get the free 30-day trial or whatever. But, god damn it. I mean, let's be honest, guys. Everyone, it's gonna be free to play. It's gonna be one of those games gonna start out, or it's gonna be like the first 6 months, maybe even a year. But it's gonna go down the road in every other MMO. It's gonna be free to play. Think of Knights of the Old Republic. Think DC Universe Online. These all started out as paid subscriptions, all went to free to play. And the Old Republic was, to my knowledge, even a great MMO, and it went free to play. It doesn't matter how popular your game is. I mean, even WoW is free to play till level 20 or something, which I don't know how quickly you get to level 20, but
It depends. I mean, even other games such as, Lord of the Rings Online, that was, when it first started, you had to pay, free to play.
Why can't
Of course.
they just go Guild Wars 2 style, where they're like, buy the game, you own the game, play the game?
Well, I think my theory on that, my theory of Nick's relatively of just bullshit, is basically that I'd imagine it's just to keep from people pirating the game, although, there are some stuff like WoW, if you have people do have servers and stuff, but it's not, it's really not the game. Sometimes you start out at a certain level, besides number one, and so it really isn't just it is the game in a sense, but it's, it's kind of messed with. It's pretty much not the original content. You don't get all the other online players like you would in the original.
You know what pisses me off about this most of all is, us three, we were, I'm still debating. You gotta get it on the console because it's gonna be, it's definitely gonna be, it's gonna be, real time fighting. It's real time fighting. It's not like, you don't have your stuff that MMO normally does, where you're like, oh, this is my tab keys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's gonna be XX, or R1, whatever. And so you're already gonna be paying for the Xbox 360 Gold or the PS PlayStation Plus. But then they're going to add another subscription on top of that. So you're already paying twice as much just to play online with this game. And that's a bunch of bullshit right there. I mean, if you want to charge the people who buy it on the PC, that's fine, because honestly I get tired of PC people always dogging on consoles as it is anyway, so I want to give another fuck you to them. The people who do it, if you play PC and you don't do that, you're cool with me. But the people who like, oh, my PC looks better than your console, yeah, you deserve to pay more. So fuck you. But yeah, with me, if on the PlayStation, like I'm gonna get the PS4, I'm already on PlayStation Plus, but I already paid $50 a year for it. So that's, it's like what? I'm trying to do that in my head now. What that would actually be? What, like $5 a month or something?
Yes.
No, it's not even $5 a month. It's less than that.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh yeah. Well, no, you just said less. I didn't. I don't know what it. Someone do the math. I don't feel like doing the math in my head. It's probably simple math. Like $3 a month, whatever. It's like it's really cheap, but still, you add that with another probably 15 on average. That's normal, MMO.
Well, ding, ding, ding. You're right. It is going to be 15.
Yeah, it's the average MMO of $15 a month, and I'm just like, that's quite a bit for one fucking game.
And knowing you, a game you're not going to play very often.
Well, I'll play it and then review it and then be done with it because I gotta play other games.
But yes, once you buy the game, you do get a 30-day. You do get the first 30 days free. So.
Yeah, it's still just kind of like it's 1 month and then you're fucked. And is it going to do the thing like WoW does? If you don't keep up your subscription, it deletes your character.
Well, WoW doesn't do that.
I thought it did.
No, I mean I'm not sure. Maybe back in the early days, but
you're like I never deleted my subscription, so I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always heard something about like if you don't pay for some amount of time, they just delete your character. I don't know. All right, so that was our last news story. Let's get into some questions real quick. We got about 3 questions from 3 different people.
Oh my god!
Yeah, or I hope it's 3 different people. We'll start out with the ones that I can get to easily, with the ones that... alright, first of all, people, if you write a question into BlazScreen.com for us, question anything, try to keep it with what you're trying to ask for. So if you want to comment on, say, Tales of Zilla Part 2, like one of our fans did, and I don't know his name because I'm not on that page right now, and you have a question for the Blaze Screen podcast, go to the last week's Blaze Screen podcast. Go to one of our latest areas. Don't go to like, oh, well, this is the first thing on their homepage. Let's do that. No. Please, for the love of God. So it just makes it easier on me, so I can actually just find it. Just go to the last week's episode, post your questions there. Believe me, I'll know where it is. But all right. So
what if they have a question on an episode long ago?
Well, they should. Then they ask it on last week's episode because we're not going to be answering it on episode long ago. So just as from last week, and then I'll know.
And even so, you know, if we start getting more fans, then I'll just open up an email myself. And
exactly, yeah, I was about to say that. If we start getting more and more people, we'll just open up an email and just be like, okay, so and so asks, you know, just send an email there, and then we're like, so far we're up to like 3 people asking, so it's not enough. I want to see if we get up to like a lot of people. Like if it starts like crowding the whole thing of comments where people can't just comment, that's when it comes into problem. But our first question comes from Slapnut69. This guy doesn't use a fucking name, so I use that. I like that. So I've heard you mention Dustin doesn't do reviews anymore. Why? It can't be that hard for to say, oh, I like a game or I don't.
Dustin is a very indifferent person.
I was like, who wants to jump on this grenade? I kind of wish Dustin was here so he could defend himself. Dustin, okay, I don't want to rag on the dude because it's nothing he does personally, okay? It's nothing like he's just, he's too stupid to say I don't like a game. He overthinks it. He really overthinks of why he doesn't like, it's one of those things, and he'll admit it to himself. Like when he gets into a review, he can't just be like, oh, I don't like this game. He has to like try to really analyze this shit, and then he overthinks it, and he ends up just making no sense at all. He has told me he wants to start doing like written reviews. That never came into fruition, as you can clearly tell. Because he's like, written reviews would be perfect because I have time to think. I think he just doesn't like being on the spot, and I tried to help him out, telling him, dude, write down notes because that's what I do. People who wonder how I do reviews, I will, if there's something I don't think, like, on the notes, I don't say, like, it's a side-scrolling shooter. No. I'm gonna remember that. But if there's, like, something that maybe happened once or something that I don't, or even a joke that I thought of when I was playing, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna totally write that down using a review, yada, yada, yada. So, it really actually makes it a lot easier if you take notes while playing a game. I'm not telling one of you two to do that because...
Good, because I won't.
I know, it's like, I don't really care how the fuck you guys do reviews, but if you are an up-and-coming reviewer, it does help. And, they will tell you that if you go see a movie, they actually tell you for, like, early movie critics to bring a notepad to the movie, because to note down noteworthy shit. Because it is known. You will not remember everything. It doesn't matter how quickly you do the review. You're not going to remember anything. You're not going to remember everything. So it just helps.
Yeah, I mean, especially because, I mean, it was the same thing with me and Dustin. Even early on, if you even go back and listen, we kind of get stalled because either we have so much stuff going on in the head.
Yeah.
Because we are trying to overanalyze stuff that it just gets, scrambled up and then we just kind of, pause up and I'm like, oh, well, god damn, I don't know what to say about this. And
it does get to that point. I try not to keep it boring, all categorized, like, here's where we talk about the story. Here's where we talk about the gameplay. I try to keep it, like, just the flow natural. And when you keep the flow natural, it sometimes gets a little berated where you're like, oh, I remember this. Okay, well, now we have to jump back to the gameplay. Alright, so, yeah. That's kind of, maybe if next time we have Dustin on our show, we'll ask him, like, hey, dude, we'll give him your email. Or we'll give you his email, and then you can ask him personally and spam the shit out of him, Slapnut69. Because with that name, you just seem like such a pleasant human. No, I'm kidding. Alright, so we got Jason. We know Jason. As in know him, we never really talked to him at all. But, Jason asked, we'll try to get to, like, one of your questions, Jason, and then go to our other guy who asked questions, and get to your last two. So, first question for Jason. What do you prefer? A game where you make your own character or already have a chosen character? And does the make your own character make the game better for you? Well, first off, we'll just go with the first part of this question. What you guys prefer?
I don't have a preference. It just depends on the overall game.
Yeah. Nikki, do you have a preference?
Well, kind of not really. I mean, I really am a big fan of customization, but at the same time, it is kind of the same as if the character's already there for me, then, I'm fine with that.
I mean,
what?
I was gonna say, I know you can agree with this too. Mass Effect is amazing. One of the best trilogies ever. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, The Witcher is also amazing.
Yeah, very. Very true. You know, I was about to make, you actually stopped an argument before, a point I was going to make before even, because I was going to be like, well, if I'm playing an RPG, I'd rather prefer having my own creative character. But unless you get The Witcher 2, which is one of my favorite games of all time, and you don't create Geralt at all. He's already created and he looks like a badass. So, I'm actually in your boat there, Nick. I am indifferent about it. I don't care. Honestly, if you have basically my whole thing is, if you're going to have your own character screen, make it in depth. I want to be able to customize the fucking shit of it. Don't just give me like preset faces and be like, choose between these assholes. Cause XCOM, the game that just came out this week, it lets you customize your partners. But they just let you choose between these faces. They're like, you know, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. That's all you get to choose. You don't get to be like, oh, I want to make them all. You can actually literally have an army of clones helping you out. If you wanted to. And I was like, I thought crossing my mind, just so I like, all of army of clones. And just, you know, whatever. But.
Calm down there, Creer.
I know. And does it make a game better for me? No, it does not. I think we all kind of have that same thought. It doesn't make a game better for us. Like we have a perfect example. Like, hell, Nick, you play Mass Effect without customizing your character at all.
Yeah, I do. I like standard Shepard.
He goes with standard Shepard. Me, I try to go with my own creation of Shepard. I actually have kind of my I go with my default Shepard, which was my very first Shepard I ever made, where he had a scar in the first one, but for some reason the other two games took that away, but whatever. Yeah, so I kind of go with.
They fixed it in surgery when he crashed.
Yeah, they could have, yes, but you know, he could get battle scars. You know, he is defending the galaxy for fuck's sakes. So I don't know.
Well, he had a shit ton of glowing scars on his head. Is that not good enough for you?
Those are pretty metal scars, I'm not gonna lie. When they glow all red and shit. I don't know about you, Nick. Did you ever get those fixed? I never did.
Get those? No.
Okay.
I mean, they were gone in the third game, but they stayed through the whole second game.
Yeah, in the second game you can get them healed up. I said, fuck that. No, he's gonna look all weird. Alright.
It doesn't matter. I still slept with everyone on my ship, though. And died trying.
Alright, and now we got a question from Josetto. I think that's how you pronounce that. It's Josteo. Josetto, I'm gonna say.
Josetto? Okay, Holmes?
Josetto! Hey, man! Jesus Christ. He's never writing it again. Random thought. Does anyone else random thought. Why does everyone else have a weird character on the homepage and Nicky G is just a random cartoon version of what I assumed is himself? And what's the deal with the homepage anyways? Alright, first part of that question. Alright, the reason why everyone has our characters were based off our Xbox Live tags. When we originally started the site, we all based our characters off Xbox Live tags. I was originally not going to go off our names. I wasn't originally just not going to call this like, oh, this is Ben and this is Nick. I was going to be like, oh, this is Rusty Dusty and this is the Professor Fett and that's Tiki Worshiper and that's IB Ninja. I was originally going to do that. But then, I guess when we finally started doing it, I just kind of said, fuck it. And we kept the characters, and you could see when we put up that Bloody Screen podcast, we have our characters all sitting on the couch. The reason why Nicky G is really just a cartoon version of himself, that is a cartoon version of him, because that'd be a little weird if I just put a cartoon version of someone else there, is because joined in halfway through our progress throughout the thing. So we just kind of, I just threw it in so people kind of, so he was there. We are getting different models coming in eventually.
Generally, within the next week, we will have new models up for our characters.
Okay.
For our characters.
Yeah, we will have new models of our characters, and they will look similar to us. They're going to be cartoon versions of us. So you see Nicky G, he's probably going to be similar to what he looks like now, and all of us, you're going to be, oh, what do these assholes look like? You're going to get a glimpse. And then we're going to also, what's the deal with the homepage? Fuck if I know. I initially had it so okay, if anyone ever does some of their own shit, we're gonna throw it up. We have that didn't work out as well because there's nothing on this website that does not have me involved. So I'm going to have to try to change the homepage somehow. I'm going to keep the whole thing of the slideshow thing we got going on because I like that. I think it works.
Carousel.
Yeah, the carousel, because it keeps it, people basically it keeps up of our whole week's progress. So people, if they're, maybe if you weren't if you didn't visit us for a week, you still know what the fuck we did. You don't have to go try to find it. What I'm going to do below that, I don't know yet. I don't know.
Well, you say all stuff, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Anyways, we can see.
Full disclosure, I have never once visited our own site.
Basically, if you want shit to going on with the site, you gotta talk to me and Nikki G here, because we're the only two that have our hands dipped into the site at all. The other two, Dustin and Nick, they're recording people. They come in to put their voice and make.
I'm here because you were on your knees begging me to join.
That is true. And I don't even want to tell you what Dustin made me do. And
let's just say it involved a dog, an ice cream cone, and a can of pistachios.
God damn it, that's so weird. Oh god. Yeah.
And 14 rubber bands.
Let's just say there's a reason why Scott's not here. What he wanted me to do is, I said, fuck it, no. You can just pack your bags. I'll get somebody else.
Well, I think we might maybe have news. Maybe we might have upcoming reviews or something like that. The reason I pretty much didn't post anything up on my profile is because I'm intimidated by the interface. Because I generally just don't want to fuck anything up, so I'd have to relearn the interface.
It was even going to be better is Weebly is going to go shove their dick up my ass because they just sent me something saying, hey, we're going to change the way you can, the layout on how you create your site. We're changing that September 5th, whether you like it or not. I'm like, oh, thank you. I just want to say thank you, Weebly, right now. And also people just, before this question gets asked, and it's probably going to still get asked because that's how the internet works. We will get our own domain if we get more fans. I will shell at the bucks to get our own domain, which means we can get...
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Exactly. I guarantee, Nick, we're going to get a question that says, so why don't you guys have your
own Daddy, domain? Here we come.
Honestly, Weebly, if I pay Weebly $30 a year or something, they give me my own domain. But the only problem is, the biggest problem I have with it, though, with our own domain, we're going to have to be a We're gonna have to be a .org or a .net, and I don't want to be a .org or .net because BloodyScreen.com has been taken. I don't know why, but whatever. All right.
So look forward to new remodeling of the site.
Yes, he throws that out there as like, what's the homepage? Kind of as a joke, could be kind of a dick, I guess. Or just, maybe as a serious question, because honestly, I don't update anything on the home except for the carousel. And I'll be honest with you, we are going to have some updates coming up. We're going to have some major updates coming up, and we may delete some pages that we have. Like, some comic book thing we did, that there's no reason for this to be here anymore. Because honestly, that had the least amount of fucking views. Like, literally, I figured out how to see all the stats for the site, and no one gave a fuck about Men Without Tights. So I'm like, well, then that should be done. Alright, Jason, back to you. Back to you, Jason. Number 2, why do you hate hipsters? They seem like such nice people, just saying.
Are you a hipster, Jason?
I know, yeah, Jason, come on, buddy.
Closet hipster?
Why do I hate hipsters?
Because they think they're better than us.
Yeah, they annoy me, to be honest with you. The way they dress with the scarves and the mustache really pisses me off. I don't know why. I just look at him just like, it's not a good mustache.
I don't have an iPod because vinyls are so much better.
Yeah, I know, exactly. It's just the whole thing. And I realized something the other day. It's a horrible realization. It's kind of like with the youth, at least. When you get to a certain age, you just kind of... But even in our age, in the 20-year-olds, we're in this horrible position where if we do not dress up like a douchebag and go with what's popular, we're considered a hipster. And if we do try to go with the crowd, we're a douche. There's no win-win. If we try to be out of the crowd, like, no, I'm just going to dress like I dress. Well, you hipster. Like, fuck you. And then if you're like, oh, I'm going to try to be cool and, I'm gonna wear my bro shirts, you're a douche. There's no win-win. There's just a lose-lose with our generation. eventually we hit a certain point where, we'll just be considered people. Even though I like to say we all kind of dress like people as it is, but that's beside the point. Otherwise, do I actually know hipsters and like talk to them and all that? Yes, I actually do. I talk to hipsters. I don't hate them personally. Like, okay, let's put it this way. The general group of a hipster, I hate their guts. I want them gone. But a one-on-one with a hipster, if they're a decent human being, I have no problem with them.
Yeah, I mean, I think my problem with them is just that I always think of them as kind of just hypocrites. Cause it's kind of like, oh, we're not wearing stuff that's cool, but because we're not wearing stuff that's cool, it is cool.
Exactly. Like, oh, I'm gonna wear like an ironic sweater. I'm like, go fuck yourself. Or, that annoys me. I'm just like, dude, it's like 100 degrees out. Take off the fucking sweater. Or I'm a dude and I'm wearing a scarf. I'm like, no, you're a faggot and you're wearing a scarf. Okay, I'm sorry. The only time a guy can wear a scarf is never. Yeah. You can't wear scarves. You can wear like a bandana around your neck, in case you have. The only time a bandana around your neck is fine is when you were like in my position where I was working in construction and there's a lot of dust and debris and you need to cover your face. That's when a bandana's fine. If you're thinking you're some gangster, man, there's no reason for a bandana. Honestly, the only time you can even wear a turtleneck is if your name is Sterling Archer. Alright, real quick, out of us three, who do you think can do your best Dustin impression?
Not me.
Dustin, just plain Dustin impression? Or Dustin impressioning something else? Like Dustin's mix. Hey Holmes, what you doing?
Your best Dustin impression of just Dustin. Can you do one, Nick?
I don't know, man.
That's good. That works. You know why? Because Jason's number 3 question is a question for Dustin, and I'm gonna have you answer because Dustin's not here. So Dustin, earlier you talked about League of Legends. Does the game get rid of? Oh God, this is. Before I finish reading the question, this is the best because I got Nick who hates League of Legends answering a question. This is the best. All right, Dustin, you earlier talked about League of Legends. Does the game get repetitive to you? Or for you, I guess. Either way works. Dustin, would you like to answer that?
Oh God. I don't know, man. I mean, it kind of gets repetitive, but at the same time, I don't fucking know.
Hey, Josetto, if you want to know why Dustin doesn't do reviews, literally go back and look at our reviews that Dustin has been on. That was spot fucking on. He'll do that when I'm like, hey, Dustin, what was your thoughts on BioShock Infinite or something? I don't know, man. It was a good game. It wasn't a bad game. It shot stuff, and it was just like, it was a game.
Dude, I mean, it's just a game, man. Like, who gives a fuck if it's repetitive?
Dude, I'm really betting on the fact right now Dustin does not listen to our show, so
if you are, Dustin, I'm sorry, I love you.
Yeah, dude, we're just playing around, Dustin, nothing against you, man.
You could defend yourself if you came on.
I know, if you didn't sleep in like you do. We're coming on the last final stretches of our show. We finished our questions. God damn, I've been liking to see that we've had other people finally ask us questions, no matter how weird their names are. Like Josetto. You know what I'm thinking of? Fucking Pinocchio.
Geppetto?
Oh, Geppetto, yeah.
Geppettophile?
That's what, Geppettophile. Just, Josettophile, yes. And yes, Jason, you don't actually have to use your real name. I won't know. It's not like the website's gonna tell me, like, well, this is actually Jason Cobb.
But it's okay, because now Jason's our homie.
Yeah, he is. You're our number 1 fan, Jason. You were here before the other 2 guys decided to jump on your bandwagon here. See, you guys, you're 3 right now, can be the hipsters on the internet, being like, yeah, listen to this radio show. No one, you never heard of it, because you haven't.
It's a really underground video game podcast. Probably haven't heard of it.
It's really indie. These guys, like, literally, they use everything free. They don't they're really indie about everything. You wouldn't like it, man. And y'all, seriously, you know what? I like hipsters now if they promote our site. So Jason, if you really are a hipster, man, spread the word. Just be like, yeah, man, I've been listening to this radio show. It's really good. You haven't heard of it though, and just fucking hipster it out.
Yeah, well, one of us will have to go somewhat undercover. We'll have to become one of them to fit into the crowd. So we'll have to go to the nearest thrift store and pay $50 for a T-shirt that is priced at $1.
Exactly. I mean, me personally, I'm going to be sure about our site. If we ever start getting real big, we start getting, we're getting like big money big. We start getting paid to do this. That's when I'll shut it down. I'll be like, oh yeah, we're making money doing this site. We have like over 1,000 fans. We're too popular. Shut it down. I'm gonna be that. Just stop it. I'm done. I'm gonna go get a real job. That is it, everybody. I gotta go eat some Taco Bell, so that is it. If you would like to ask us questions one more time, put it in the comments of this week's episode. So for next week, you put it in the comments of episode 20.
Put it where?
You know what? I really believe someone's going to put it somewhere else. I really feel like someone's going to put it in like episode 1 just to be a dick to me now. They're going to go all the way back to episode 1 and be like, oh, here's a question for you. And just put, like, if they can, put a middle finger there. Yeah. Now I put it.
I have a question. You're dumb.
Oh, dude. We're putting all this shit out in the internet. Now we're definitely going to get it. Do not comment on YouTube because I will not see it. So if you're trying to be like, I'm going to comment on YouTube, I really won't see it. So, that is it, everybody. Don't forget to like us on Facebook because so many people do that.
Tell your friends. I'm not sure how much you want your family, but
tell your friends, tell your family, tell your children, tell your little nephew, tell your cousins, tell your grandparents. I want everybody to listen to it. Even if you tell your grandparents,
tell your dog.
Listen to it. Yeah, tell your dog. He won't, he won't know, but fuck it, tell him anyways. Tell the internet. Just put it out on the internet. Just be like, hey, you checked out this new podcast. They were sort of funny. Yeah, they really don't dick about the video game area, but they'll bullshit about it anyways. So that is it, everybody. Good night and thank you all. Yeah, it gets the daily update of what we put up, but then again,